Imagine a pigeon gliding over a Soviet shipyard, a miniature camera strapped to its chest, snapping photos of nuclear submarines. Picture a dolphin slicing through the ocean, trained to attach explosive devices to enemy vessels, perhaps even compact nuclear warheads. Envision a raven, not just soaring but on a covert mission to plant a bug in a KGB agent's hotel room. And consider a cat, silently stalking with a microphone surgically embedded in its ear and an antenna woven into its tail. This sounds like something out of a James Bond film, but these animal spies were real. For decades, their existence was buried in classified files, dismissed as Cold War folklore. In 2019, the CIA declassified a trove of documents, offering a glimpse into their audacious attempts to turn animals into espionage tools. Today we'll dive into 4 of the most extraordinary CIA animal projects, revealing a saga of Cold War paranoia, unchecked ambition, costly blunders, and ideas that stretch the limits of reality. This script draws heavily on those declassified files, supplemented by other credible sources. The CIA carefully curates its releases, with heavy redactions in places, and some accounts conflict. We'll stick to what's verifiable, noting uncertainties, with all sources listed in the description. Humans have long exploited animals' unique abilities. A dog's sense of smell, up to 100,000 times sharper than ours, makes them perfect for detecting drugs or explosives. In 218 BCE, Hannibal crossed the Alps with war elephants to invade Italy. During World War II, a bear named Wojciech hauled artillery shells for the Polish army in Italy. In modern warfare, the U.S. Navy has used dolphins' echolocation to locate underwater mines, a program still active today. Some animal operations remain cloaked in secrecy. In 2019, a beluga whale off Norway's coast was found wearing a harness labeled Equipment of St. Petersburg, fueling speculation it was a Russian spy. In 2007, Iran arrested 14 squirrels near a nuclear facility, suspecting espionage. In 2018, an Iranian official claimed Western spies used lizards to monitor nuclear sites, believing their skin could detect radiation, a scientifically dubious claim. Animals have a key edge over human spies or drones. They go unnoticed, blending into secure areas. But animals aren't natural operatives. They need rigorous training. During the Cold War, the CIA, locked in a high-stakes rivalry with the Soviet Union, explored every avenue to gain an advantage, from psychedelic experiments to silent weapons and animal agents. In the mid-1960s, the CIA launched Project Axiolite to train birds as avian vehicles for delivering or retrieving surveillance devices like microphones or sensors. The challenge was finding the right birds. Cockatoos were an enigma. One CIA memo admits, "We have no idea what these birds can do." Hawks, like Brandy and Gibby, showed potential, navigating unfamiliar terrain, carrying 13-ounce payloads over a mile, and unhooking objects from their harnesses. However, their flight endurance was limited. Horned owls could be summoned with high-frequency whistles in near darkness, ideal for night missions, but their daytime vision lagged behind other birds. One candidate stole the spotlight: Duda, a raven. Trip. Ravens are among the smartest birds, with cognitive abilities rivaling adult chimpanzees. They can solve puzzles, use tools, and plan ahead, as studies from the Max Planck Institute for Ornithology have shown. CIA documents, usually dry, wax poetic about Duda, Project Axiolite star. The program began at a Navy facility on San Clemente Island, California, where birds were trained to fly from shore to a boat and back, battling strong winds and distances up to 1.5 miles. Duda excelled, flying 3.5 miles and later nearly 7 miles, adjusting his altitude to evade aggressive wild gulls. He even outmaneuvered rival ravens by luring them into exhausting aerial chases far from shore. According to trainer Bob Bailey, quoted in a 2009 Smithsonian article, ravens could be taught to recognize specific desks, open drawers, and carry items like file folders, showcasing their problem-solving prowess. The CIA's plan for ravens was precise. An agent needed to record a secret meeting in a specific room. From a nearby building, within 300 feet, they'd aim a laser at the target window ledge. A raven like Duda would carry a listening device in its beak, fly to the laser spot, and place the device. A special lamp signaled the raven to return, and later, it would retrieve the device. This is outlined in the operator's manual, Avian Delivery System, from the declassified files. In reality, it was far less smooth. Molting ravens struggled to fly. One bird placed a device on the wrong ledge. Even successful placements often yielded recordings drowned out by ambient noise. The documents suggest this method was attempted once, likely unsuccessfully. Duda's story ended tragically when he vanished after a clash with wild ravens, presumed killed in action. His trainer wrote, "He was unmatched, with a vast skill set, beloved by all. His loss stings, but such risks are inherent in this work." Ravens weren't the only feathered spies. Project Axiolite also turned pigeons, often underestimated, into aerial operatives. In September 1976, the CIA needed close-up photos of Soviet nuclear submarines in Leningrad shipyards. Spy planes, flying at 30,000 feet, and satellites couldn't capture the detail needed. Pigeons could, flying just 100 feet above targets, unnoticed, in any weather. Pigeons have a storied history in espionage. During World War II, the British National Pigeon Service dropped them over occupied Europe to carry back messages, leveraging their uncanny homing instinct, which scientists, per a 2013 Nature study, still don't fully understand. The CIA's Office of Research and Development crafted 16mm cameras with battery-powered motors, attached to pigeons with leather and Velcro harnesses weighing only 39.5 grams. Each camera took 150 to 220 photos per flight. Training pigeons was complex. They needed to fly over a target en route to their home loft, following an ABC path, release at point A, pass over target B, and return to loft C. Handlers used rewards at temporary targets, B, to condition the birds, later requiring them to pass B to get rewarded at C. Training occurred in lofts across Oregon, Virginia, Missouri, and Alaska, the latter chosen for its Soviet-like terrain. Results were spotty. Pigeons were lost to predators or accidents, like flying low over highways and getting hit by cars. Lost equipment was costly, and only about 1 in 4 pigeons reliably completed their mission. Still, strategic releases increased the odds of capturing high-resolution photos. For the Leningrad operation, agents planned to release pigeons with a shipyard between them and the home loft, using clandestine methods, dropping birds from under a coat, through trick-bottomed briefcases, or via a hole in a Volkswagen Beetle's floor. By August 1978, the plan was ready, but the documents stopped short, leaving the mission's outcome a mystery. A 2019 BBC report notes similar pigeon programs were tested but rarely operational. The oddest project was Acoustic Kitty, a cat turned into a walking bug. In the 1960s, the CIA aimed to eavesdrop on open-air conversations, like Soviet agents chatting in a park. Cats, often ignored, were perfect. Press release explored bioluminescent bacteria and marine animals like snapping shrimp as living alarm systems, detecting intruders via light or sound changes. A 2020 Scientific American article notes these programs face ethical and practical hurdles. Whether these efforts will yield breakthroughs or remain speculative is hidden behind redactions and secrecy.